Welcome back to Black Swan Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about a variation of the dipole. One of the nice things about the dipole and its setup is that you can do a lot of different types of variations and play around with that. One of the things we talked about in the previous dipole hasty antenna video that we did was we talked about how to make it a little bit more directional. You can do that with, you can make it even more directional by adding a resistor in there. So we talked about adding resistors to antennas to direct that antenna energy. This is no different. So in order to make a more directional dipole antenna, you're going to take your line here, and this is going to be, we can call this hot or resonating line, and you'll attach that to the red side of your post. So we made it red here for the demonstration. This will be cut to the length and the frequency that you need. If you want to make it a long wire, you just have to multiply that particular wavelength that you're using, a frequency that you're using, by 2, by 3 or 4, whatever it is, to make it longer. It's not going to be as efficient, but it's going to be a longer antenna, which might make it better for better communication. So again, it might be more practical if you're multiplying for those that frequency, that wavelength. At the end of that line, then you're going to put the resistor, and again that's going to pull that energy forward, and then you're just going to ground that out as well. And so what you want to do is you want to position this antenna so it's running at about a 45-degree angle. So it's going to be coming down from this from the split post connector. The little holes here will be used for cordage, in which you'll tie around a tree or a stake, and you'll have that up in the air, so that this connection is running from the apex is running from the top and then down to the bottom, pulling the energy forward and being able to resonate out this way. The other side of the antenna you still need to have, because it's a dipole, so it needs to be balanced, and that is going to be this black wire here on the black side of the post is going to be running straight down from that apex. So this is, if this was up, 6 feet or something, in a tree or whatever it is, this is going to run straight down, and it's going to balance that energy that we have two. That's why we want to have two. Now you can certainly run this end down into the ground as well. But what's going to happen is the energy off of this is going to be pulled into this red side here. This is the way to think about it. It's not entirely accurate, but the energy is going to come off this way because of the resistor, and then the black line running down, straight down, so it will be shaped like this, is actually going to act as a reflector. Now, in future videos, we're going to talk about directional antennas and reflection. And reflection is an important part of directing that antenna energy forward. And so this will act as a reflector. You'll have a resistor. If you don't have a resistor, it will still act directional in its nature, but it's just not going to be as efficient or as strong. So this is just another demonstration of how you can use a dipole as a directional antenna. Please leave your comments and suggestions down below. I'd like to hear if anyone has used this application before out in the field. And this will be one of those field antennas that I will do a field video for shortly. But I thought it would be best to describe how we set it up on video, where it's easier to see in the shop. Thanks again. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more antennas in this Gorilla Antenna series.